Hey everybody, my name is Patrick from the ElectPros. Today we're going to be showing you how to mount on a metal stud wall. Thank you for purchasing our mount. If you purchased ours, it's available at electpros.com. If you have your own mount, this tutorial will also be for you. Next, we're going to show you exactly how we know this is a metal stud wall. First, we're going to take a stud finder. We recommend the Franklin Sensor stud finder. This is the only one that's works really well in situations like this. Next, we're going to have a high-powered magnet, a really strong magnet. This is a Klein tool, strong magnet, but you can any kind of magnet, even a refrigerator magnet might work for you. So first, we're going to take our stud finder, we're going to put it against the wall. Any type of wall is going to tell you exactly where a stud is. So now we know there is a stud on this wall right there, indicating when the four lines right there. Next, the reason we know it's metal is that we put our magnet up to it and we can hold it a little bit off the wall there, and we can feel the drag of the actual stud up and down. It'll run the length of the stud on the wall. So that's how we know this is a metal stud. So on the back of our TV, we have the 4 mounting plate screws. This is a 55 TCL. On the back has 2 existing screws that you can see right there and right there. There are 2 screw holes that are not existing. We have 1 screw in there already just to test the depth. Most TV mounts come with screws. This one we just hand tightened in to see the depth that we'll have left when we put our brackets in. So we have little spacers that come with our mount. So right here you can see that this spacer is going to work out perfectly when we put our brackets on. Next, we're going to install the hang brackets to the back of the TV. First, we want to make sure that these hang brackets aren't going to show when it's actually on the wall. Some TVs, the mount brackets actually go to the middle, but this one's actually going to go to the bottom. So what we're going to do is hang it to the very top. First, we're going to measure the entire length of the TV. So we got 27.5. Next, we're going to measure the hang point of our hang brackets to the TV. So we can see right there, it's sitting around 13.5. So when we put 27.5 on our wall, we know that if we put a mark at 13.5, that's where our hang points will sit. Now we're going to measure the center of the wall. Most people like it in the center of the wall. It's personal preference. So for this wall, we have, we're looking at 105. So the break in the wall is going to put us right around, give or take, 52.5. So our center is going to be right here. And we're going to take that previous measurement of that TV, 27.5, and we're going to put it on the wall, and that's going to be our TV. And our hang points was 13.5. So our hang points will be right here, and we'll make a mark right here if this is exactly the point we want it. Now we're going to mark in between the studs of the mark that we've made in the center of the wall. So we're going to find our studs to the right side of that wall. We're going to mark it right here above the hang line. And then we're going to move over to the right side of those marks. And these are 24-inch metal studs. And we're just going to put a little mark for both those studs just so it's easier on us when we put our bracket up. Next, we're going to take our hang bracket and we're going to put it on the wall. We're also going to need our level and a pen. So we're going to put it against the wall and ensure that our hang mark is actually lined up with the top of our mount. So what we're going to do is just lower it down, make sure that we're right there. We're going to throw the level on top and we're going to make sure that it's level. Once we're all level, we're going to make our marks where our studs are. Don't worry about the hole placement just yet because we don't necessarily need to center it just yet. We're just making marks so we know where our holes are. Now we're ready to drill the wall. We're using a 1/2-inch metal bit for this one because it's metal studs. Most of the time you're going to use a 1/4 inch, but this is metal studs, so you need a 1/2-inch metal bit. That's kind of important. So next we're going to go to the wall. We're going to put our stud finder there to make sure that our holes line up with where we're going to drill. So we're going to hit to the left side of this marking just because we pulled over to the right a little bit. So once we start drilling, we're going to make a big old mess. So on the bottom we have a dustpan. Oh, we have it on hammer mode. So let's take it off of hammer mode. It's going to be in regular drill mode. So we're just gonna drill slowly. First we're gonna penetrate the drywall, then we're gonna stop and it's gonna hit metal. Right then you're gonna feel a stop. So then you're gonna push, slightly let the drill bit do its work. And as soon as it breaks through, it'll pull in and then you can just pull it right back out. Now that we have a 1/2 inch hole drilled in our metal studs, we're gonna take flip toggles. We're gonna push them, well this brand name's flip toggles. You can use any type of flip toggles. So we're gonna push them in. They push in just like that. They stick right into the wall. And when you push them in, they pull back out and they lock against the metal stud. That's gonna provide us with the tensile strength of the actual TV on the wall. We're gonna take our plate and we're gonna put it on the wall. As I said before, we're gonna just find the holes that line up and give a good center balance. We're gonna throw the level on it. Go ahead and pop the screws in on the right and left side. So these are the screws for our toggle bolts. We did put 4 washers on them just to secure them to our plate. Hand tighten them. Because if you use a drill right away, sometimes they'll catch wrong and it'll break in the wall and then you're redoing everything again. So we're just gonna put our other screw bolt in there. And again, hand tighten it. Make sure that your level is level while you're doing that. You're not gonna have much wiggle room with this type of mount anyway. So you take a drill. Impact is probably your best friend when it comes to lag bolts, but these, you could probably use a screwdriver and get away with it. I wouldn't use an impact drill if you're not familiar with impact drills, because you can definitely do some damage with impact drills. See right there, got stuck. We're gonna pull it back out until it sets. Having a little issue with it setting. So we're gonna give it a little wiggle. So we're gonna give it a little push and it breaks in the wall. Oh, no, it didn't break. And we're good. That's a perfect example of what could happen. So we're just gonna tighten them just enough to just be able to adjust the mount. Again, we're gonna make sure that it's completely level. If we need to move it, oh yeah, this isn't even moving anyway. But yeah, we're good and level. So we're good. So we're gonna tighten the top ones first, just enough. I'm gonna use a couple knocks. But again, if you're not using an impact, just give it a good tighten with a screwdriver. You don't want to over tighten because you can actually crack the drywall in and it's not a good look. So now we know that our mount is on. You can probably do some pull-ups, but not that short. Now we got our mount on our wall and we're all ready to put the TV up. We're gonna just go ahead and plug in our cords, HDMI, and we're gonna plug in a power cord. Most people's TVs just use the smart TV right now. They're gonna use an actual different device, so we're just gonna put an HDMI. That way it's easier to get behind rather than trying to force behind it when it's on the wall. So the best bet is to get a second person to lift it. Some of these lighter TVs, you could probably get up. Now we wanna ensure that the top things lock onto the mount and it locks in place. Thank you for watching our tutorial today on mounting a TV to a wall with metal studs. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. Call, comment, text us, check out the ElectPros.com, and thanks.